Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing part 2 of Telling Lies.
Hey, Davey. My new look. Just in time for Valentine's Day. It's the busiest week of the year. New girls get all the traffic, so it's a new me, a new name, a new look. I'm athletic and sporty. This one plays a little too young for my taste. See, I add blonde to my tags and 100 guys show up asking me to call him daddy. I am no one. If it helps, my mother was French. Most of it is her story. I inherited entities. There is no loyalty in this business. You all like fresh meat. And you don't tip enough to be a regular. Don't be mad, David. I mean, we're still here, talking. I like hanging out with you. But there is a limit to how deep we go on here. I'm behind this glass right here. Do you see that? And this is fantasy. Anyway, you are a good guy. I actually like you. Can we start over? How was your day, honey? Don't be angry. Sound mad. Well, tell me about it. You gonna arrest him? One less creep in the world to start. You told me this so I could talk you down. Well, why not do both? Beat his ass, and then put him behind bars. Or option C, we play around for a bit and relax. No, you really want to be a regular. We need to consummate this thing, Davey.
So she lied about who she was and where she was from, but that doesn't make me super suspicious just for the fact that she's a cam girl. Like, most of them, I feel like, have a fake story, you know?
Hi, Davey. I thought you didn't like it. I got your present. It was, so generous and unexpected. Most guys, they buy stuff off my wish list, but you surprised me. Yes. Wait here. Redheads make all the cash. They're the only minority who can charge for it. It's good quality. You know, you've got a second career doing makeovers if this spy stuff doesn't work out for you. So, how'd it go with the creep? He's sleeping with the fishes now. And I'm guessing whatever you did, you got away with it.
So did she say that redheads are a minority that can charge more? I'm a redhead. I didn't know that. Not that I would ever do this. Jones is our next one. New character.
Paper Trail has David Jones as the owner for the last 3 years. I had them name it the Little Mermaid. It's understood. The adrenaline's there to help you focus. Look, our ability to plan and execute is what we do best. It's what makes us superior.
If it's a girl, Jane Mary Jones Martin. And if it's a boy, James David Jones Martin. You hate your name? Luck.
So basically we still have to figure out who she's talking to. Is she talking to David? Or is the blonde lady talking to David?
I have to keep Jones alive, Mike. Especially right now. It's just, everything's getting so tough. No, I haven't. No, not Ava. Not Ava, Mike. No, Mike, Ava was a means to an end. Oh, okay, and what about Greenstorm? No, this is a huge mistake, Mike. I'm telling you, listen to me. Okay, I'll review the exit plan.
Okay, so I'm imagining he was talking to the guy in the last video. And this looks like a whole new character right here. I've never seen this guy.
David Jones is dead. It's great, Mike. It's great.
So I was wrong. This is the same guy. I think he just shaved. And he also said David Jones is dead. But I mean, look at the difference between this guy, and him. You know what I mean? That's why they look different to me. Alright, our next one is Miller. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
Go to hell, David Miller.
And she was the daughter of a miller, I think, which is a kind of farmer. And she had the most beautiful blonde hair. It was so beautiful, it caught the sun like it was gold. It was so... Well, maybe she becomes one. Just wait and see. All right. So, her father, he liked to tell tall tales, okay? And one day, he boasted to the king that his daughter was so talented that she could spin straw into pure gold. All right? And the king, he called him out on his bluff, and he summoned the girl, and he said that if she could truly make gold from straw, then he he would allow her to marry his son, the prince. But if not, he'd chop off her head, okay? Yeah, because he's a very severe king. Well, I mean, then she'll be a queen, and in the old days, most of the girls wanted to marry a prince, right? So, I like that. Anyway, the king, he locks the girl in a tower with a spinning wheel and a small pile of straw. And he says he's going to return in the morning, all right, to see if she has made the straw into gold. And the night passes, and in the morning, she's given up all hope, right? When all of a sudden, a little small strange man appears, okay? And he asks her if she has any wishes, and she says she wishes to turn the straw into gold, right? And so the imp says he can do such a thing, but first she must give him her necklace. So the girl gives up her necklace, of course, and the imp, he sits at this spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins, and he spins, and he spins, and he produces this pile of golden thread. And then there's this knock at the door, right? Because it's morning, and he just disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this small pile of gold, and he is amazed. The king is so amazed, but he's suspicious because he thinks this might be a fluke, you know what I mean? So he moves her to a second tower with an even bigger pile of straw. And again, same challenge. Spin the straw into gold by morning or off with your head. So the girl waits and waits all night long, and then again, just before dawn, that little imp appears, okay? And this time he demands her ring. So of course, she gives him a ring, and he spins the gold into straw, and then he disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this pile of gold, and the king is almost convinced, but for a final time, he throws her in a third tower with a huge pile of straw, and he says, you gotta turn this straw into gold, and he leaves. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry left, right? So what's she gonna do? And the imp says, if you give me your firstborn child, I'll turn this straw into gold. And the girl, she's so terrified that she says, yes, of course, of course. And the imp, he spins the entire huge pile of straw into gold. And right before the king walks in, he disappears, and the king opens up the door, and he's so excited, he can't believe it. And he says, truly, you are magical, he says. That's his voice. And then the very next day, the girl, she's married to the prince, right? And despite all the weirdness of this marriage, they actually really like each other. In fact, they fall in love. And 2 years later, that little girl, now a princess, is pregnant. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, in the summer, she gives birth to this beautiful baby daughter. Okay, but her happiness about this new little girl, it's short-lived, because guess who comes back? The imp. The imp reappears, and he says, I've come to collect my reward, he says. And the baby is mine. And the princess, she sobs, and she offers him like all the riches in the kingdom. But he insists. He says, I want that baby. And she begs him, please, to. And finally, the imp says, okay. If you can guess my name within 3 days, you can keep the baby. But if not, the baby is mine, as we agreed. And he leaves, and the princess, she is distraught. I mean, she immediately sends all of her staff and her servants out into the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. But by midnight of that first day, no one's been able to track down anything, or the creature, or his name. And the imp, he appears, and he asks her, what is my name? And she guesses, is it David? And he laughs. He says, no, 2 more guesses. And he leaves. And the next day, nothing. Nobody comes back with any information. And he arrives again at midnight. And she guesses this time. No, it's not. He says, no. Laughs the imp, okay? He says, no. And he leaves. It's not Stephen. And the next day, the princess is so upset because she doesn't know what to do. She only has one more guess, one more day. So she leaves the baby with her servants and she just walks into the forest because she's so worried she's gonna lose her baby. And she wanders and wanders all day and into the evening. She wanders and suddenly she comes on a small clearing, okay? And a little field. And in that little field is a little tent, and in the center of it, there is a little small fire, and she hides. She hides behind a bush. And out of the tent, to her amazement, out comes the imp. And he's dancing around the fire, right? And he sings, "Today, today, plans I make. Tonight, the baby I take. The princess will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." And smiling to herself, the princess runs back to the castle because she heard his name. And that evening, the imp arrives, right? And he's kind of gloating, and he asks her his name. And the princess kind of looks sad, she's kind of pretending to be sad, and she gnashes her teeth a little bit. But then she looks him in the eye and she says, "Your name's Rumpelstiltskin." And the imp, his eyes bulge, and he looks like he's gonna burst, and his head goes, red. He shakes it like he's gonna explode, and all of a sudden it's, oh, do you think he should? Okay, well, then Rumpelstiltskin ran away and he never came back. And the princess became queen, and her daughter grew up to be a wonderful queen in her own right, and everyone lived happily ever after. Yeah? Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know, maybe he was lonely. It's just a story. You do? I guess. Now that you mention it, most of the people in the story were bad. You would? Okay. Well, honey, I have to go out, I'm afraid, so. But yeah, you got your glowworm, right? Oh, I love that name. That's a great name. All right, come here. Give me a kiss, real quick. Mwah. Love you, kid. Night, night.
I don't know about you guys, but I was really into that story. And the glowworm thing, it made me think of a show, but I'm not even going to ruin this game by saying that. But if you know, you know.
Mr. Miller, it's been a while. You look good. What can I do for you? I know people, but I'm not in the business of seeing women get hurt. You know that, right? Of course. No, man. No, you do not. No. Okay. Yeah. The guy I know, right? He's totally off the grid. He started out hacking the Facebook pages of his teachers in high school. He's graduated to bigger and better. He has a secret door. Listen to me. He has a secret door into the DMV database. I'm just telling you. He's the guy. No flags.
I don't know if I'm reaching here, but he almost looks like an older version of the guy that we just watched. So this is 2018. Or maybe it's a disguise. That was 2018 too, so I don't know.
Miller, the package you mentioned. Yeah, I've got to ask, what are you going to do with this? I know that you're cool, and I know that you pay and that you're reliable, but I do not want the heat blown back on me if this thing goes wrong. It better not. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure, I trust you. I trust you, David. I trust you. My guy found your Max. He said that she showed up in a police report. The next day, that report disappeared. I know. Yeah. I've got a wife, David. Yeah, I've got a daughter.
Okay, so he is talking to David, which we are presuming to be... Oh, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
I'll keep out of your hair.
Wow, that was cool. They didn't do that in the other one. How cool is that? So we're assuming he's talking to this guy right here.
Miller or Jones or however you know me. I'm about to do something, and I needed to be clear why and what I'm doing. The Prosperant Pipeline is a bad thing. And like a lot of bad things, government and corporations have let them happen. I mean, we've all let them happen. And strong men like me have let them happen. And I've done a lot of bad things. And I'm going to do something right now. Emma. You deserve a partner who's strong and good and real. And Ava, you are and you will always be something special. Not gonna run a marathon now, Maxine. Not that that matters. I wanna dedicate this act to my children, Alba and Star. I only wish that the two of you grow up to find a world that's a little bit better than the one I'm leaving. Water is life.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect that to happen. That's insane. He said water is life. What in the world? I don't know who this lady is. He did mention Alba. And Alba is our next word after this. I believe that's his daughter.
You don't know Emma like I do. She's not as tough as she thinks she is. You are such a good husband. You need to be here. Your daughter needs to feel like a part of a family.
Okay, Mama, could you go check on Alba in the bathroom, please?
Sure. Bye, David.
No, you're not. And she's right. That's what's so infuriating. I got this. It's fine. You go catch some bad guys.
Okay, so this must be his wife slash baby mama. And that lady is her mom.
You got nothing to feel guilty about, Emma. Jesus. Yeah, and I don't think you're picking up on how bad it's gotten. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you shouldn't have left them alone. You want to keep fighting? Love you.
All right. And let's see. We'll do one more for this episode.
Hey, Emma, can I talk to you for just a second?
Hey, look, I got bad news. I know you did, hon. No, we're showing solidarity with protesters, and you know these kids. They're not the kind to want to hang out with their families on the holidays. If it's any consolation, I'm gonna be eating tofu. Hey, Emma, don't.
Alright, I wonder what protests he's talking about. Is this like an ARG or is this real life? 2017, so that wouldn't have been our recent protests. Alright guys, well I hope you're enjoying this alternate reality game. I am. It is a long haul, and so I am comfortable with kind of breaking it up into pieces. If you guys want me to do longer episodes, let me know down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe we will finally figure out what happens. And I'll see you in the next episode, the next part 3. I can't wait.